Welcome back to Steve Robb Reviews. Today's review is going to be all about me hooking this up. And I'm going to show you exactly how this is done. And the whole idea behind this video is when the electricity goes out, you know how many times you have a power failure? Well, I've got it set up now so that I can put my one generator in the garage here, run an extension cord over to my house, and then I could run the essentials in my house. So what I want to do now is, instead of just having one power cord, I'm going to have two. So, well, of course, I've got two generators now. One's for a backup, but it's nice to have more power when the lights go out. So I'm going to show you how this is all set up, and it's going to be a huge improvement in what I have now. I'm going to show you both. So let's go over to the bench here, and I'll show you exactly how this is all set up. Okay, let's take a look at the whole setup here, and we'll start off with this end right here. Okay, so what I've done is I've just got my two power cords ready to go, receptacle cover, two receptacles, and I've just got this indoor junction box. Now, this is what I'm going to use, and if you take a look at the holes on the bottom, well, they match right here. So all I did was put it on top, put a board over top, and then hit it with a hammer so I could see the imprints so that this would fit in here nice and flush. So you could see how that's going to go like that. And this is the rig that I've set up. So you can take a look at this here and you could see how this is made for two extension cords to go in. And what I've got out there is only the ability for one. So I'll just show you how this is actually put together here. And you could see there's the three conductors that go in the back. And you could see I just riveted in the aluminum angle on both sides. And I put a couple of rivets in the front to hold these two pieces in here, right here. Very simple to do. And I'll put a part number in the description below. So if you're interested in getting some of these. Now this here is not like some cheesy one. This is a really good brand, and it's solid brass. There's no cheesy material used in this. This is heavy duty construction. And actually, I believe it says it's guaranteed for life, whatever that means. But this is the setup here. So I've got to screw this board in. Here's my concrete screws, drill bit, and these are the screws to fasten the box down to the board. And if we just take a look at, just say this here. Now I put a washer on here for one reason only, is if we go over to here. Now you see how that fits on there? Now if we take a really good close look, you could see that if I were to screw that in like that, the collar on the outside right here, well, this is going to touch the wood and it'll start backing off. So they're actually made so it'll go on a piece of steel. So I put the washer on there to bring it out, so that actually what will happen now is it will not sink into the wood and knock the nut driver off its base. So this is the whole idea here. I've got wire all ready, and I've got this right here, which is sill gasket. So I'm just going to show you this for a second. Now, all I did was put some of that on the back side, because if you were to just put this on a concrete wall, well, it's a cold concrete wall in the wintertime. So I just got some hot glue and I just glued it on here. So when I put it on, there'll be an air gap in between the backside, and that'll be just fine. So let's go outside. Let's take a look and see exactly what the setup I have now and how it's going to be improved. Okay, so you can see right there on the outside of my my house, all I've got is an air conditioning shutoff. It's a waterproof box just for your air conditioner. And I've taken the inside terminals out. So if we just take a look here, you can see how this goes. And we'll just take a look inside, and you can see all I have in there is just an extension cord sticking out so I could attach it to the end of another extension cord that would run inside my house. And I don't think that was such a great idea when I think now I need some more power than I had before. So that's why I've decided to just take that rig, and it's just going to fit right in here. What I'm planning on doing is just pop a couple of rivets on either side, and it'll just sit right in there. And hopefully I won't have to dismount this box, but I'm going to take that wire out, and I'm going to feed the two conductors 14-2 into through the block wall and inside, and hopefully it'll fit through this opening here. If not, I'm going to have to take the box off the wall. But let's go inside the house, and I'll show you what I got in the inside of the house on the other side of this wall. Okay, so we're on the inside now, and you can see there's the hook up there. You can see the extension cord coming through on the top in the yellow, and all I've got is 2 outlets. So what I want to go with, 2 feeds, 2 extension cords, and 4 outlets now. So what I'm going to have to do now is take that box out, pull that extension cord through the front, see if I can feed them other 2 wires in. So that's just the setup right there. And it's done me well for over 10 years. But of course, I think now, well, I think I need a little more power than what I've got, since I do now have 2 generators. Okay, so let's just take a look and see where we got so far. So I got this all wired up now. And if we just take a good look there, well, you can see I've got one side there pretty goobered up. And this is just an antioxidant. It's a electrical grease. And I'll just put that on this side here too. And you can see I pulled the extension cable out. And I tell you, it's going to be a tight fit. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a piece of string along here and tape it up, feed the string through the block wall, and then go on the far side and see if I can pull it through. So I'll bring you back when I got that done. And this here, yeah, it doesn't look pretty, but and of course I'm going to put some on the inside after as well. Just so these don't, you know, you can see sometimes you'll see like brass terminals go all green and everything. Well, I'll put some on the inside here too, just so they don't corrode over time. And they're made for the outdoors and everything, but I mean, this is just another preventative. And this Gardner Bender antioxidant is a terrific product to put on just to seal an electrical component so you don't get no oxidization on it. So let's see how I make out putting that cable here, both of these conductors through the block wall, and I'll bring you back after. Okay, so check this out. Man, is that tight fit in there or what? So I finally got it through. Now we'll go on the inside and we'll mount the board on the block wall. Okay, so here we go right here. I've got it almost finished, but I wanted to show you a couple of things. When you're doing wiring, what I like to do is I like to be able to do my wiring about 4 inches, 5 inches away, you know, so you got lots of room to work. And what I find is it's easier just to kind of loop them in the back there, so that now when you push it in, it's nice and neat. And if you're wondering what this product is there, you can see it looks like silly putty. Well, you can get that at your store. And that's it right there. And I use that all the time. Once I open it up, I put it in a Ziploc bag. It doesn't really dry out, but it'll last a lot longer if it's opened up. So this is how I wire everything up. Just I thought I'd show everybody. And I'll show you one more thing before I actually close it up. And that's something that I think most people should get in a good habit of doing when you're doing electrical receptacles or even a switch. So I'll show you that next. Okay, so there you go. And you can see that I just wrap it with some electrical tape around all the conductors on the other side, on the far side, all the way around. And I think that's a good safety thing to do. And also, if you ever go back into this box, you know it was you that was in there. If the tape is missing, you know somebody else has been in there. So I'll put this all together and I'll show you what it looks like before we go outside, and I'll show you what the outside looks like. Okay, there it is, the final product. And of course you can see I put a a wire strap up at the top there just to hold everything together. And that is pretty much it right there. And that'll be a huge improvement. So now I can get 15 amps off of this receptacle here and 15 amps off of this receptacle here. Instead of before, I was limited to just 15 amps. So let's go outside and let's see how the outside turned out. Okay, so let's go outside and you can take a look there. To inside my garage is about, I would say, 35, 40 feet. So let's go over and take a look and see what I've done. It looks pretty much the same as before there, except I put a couple aluminum rivets on this side and a couple aluminum rivets on this side, and we'll just open it up here. That's why I like to use these AC disconnects, because they're waterproof and the lid stays up. So let's take a look inside there. So that's it right there. And you know, the wire goes down in there perfectly. Worked out really good. So now you can see I just got to put my extension cords on there and it feeds right through to the other side of the block wall. So let's go in the garage and I'll show you the setup that I have, or explain it to you because I've shown it before, but I'll explain the whole idea behind all of this. Okay, so for all of you that have been following the channel all this time, you know that I first started out with the Honda EU 2000. I've been using that for many, many, many years. It's a great generator. And recently I bought the Furman 2000 watt generator. Now both of them are inverter generators. And so now I can put both of them in here. And I think it's just a terrific setup. Rather than having one big lousy gas burning generator, well, I can put them two in here. Or if I only need one, like generally I'll only need one unless it's the winter time and I got to run the furnace. But the way things work out now, the utilities for some reason getting more and more power outages than we did in the past. So I like to be prepared. So I hope you picked up something, you know, maybe that could interest you if you'd like to do this yourself. I know I didn't show all the different details of it and everything, but you got a good idea of what I'm doing, right? And how easy it is. And what I do is when I'm inside my basement, I run extension cords to feed directly to the appliances like a fridge and a freezer, lighting, my furnace. I have that all set up. So all I have to do is just plug them in. I'm not going into my main breaker panel. I'm staying away from all that stuff because you know what? For me, it's not worth my time to retrofit the whole house, you know, to have a cutoff switch, and, you know, it's just not worth it. Plus, in my own opinion, I think it's far, far safer the way I'm doing it, with a lot less hiccups when it comes to insurance and liability and feeding into your own electrical supply. So I like to do this way. I've had the hydro go out many, many, many times here. And, you know, when your electrical lights don't work and your furnace doesn't go on, well, that's a big inconvenience, right? So, yeah, I hope you pick something up. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Come back again next week and we'll have some more fun. And if you haven't subscribed, you're welcome to subscribe. Come back again and see some more interesting things that I do. Until then, take care. Cheers.